Our pass 4 opened 48 hours ago, and since then we have been doing lots of Openfield fighting, and when fighting we tested different city skins, we tested different commander pairs, and we also tested different talent trees. Now I would have to say it was a pretty good testing because we are fighting against 1v, one of the strongest kingdoms in the game. And then we also have lots of rally and garrison combinations that we tried out, and let's discuss all of them. That's how the matchmaking looks like. We are fighting the left side versus the right side, and as soon as pass 4 opened, we random ported to see whether we can build a fort. Now that wasn't successful, but we got first blood. Now after getting first blood, when we look at the right side, oh my god, this is where we feel like, nah, we gotta run away now. Now let's just have a look how many marches are coming towards us. So Earth Camp did a pretty good job in pushing us back at the start. However, we did manage to port in a good position, so we were trying to kill off their reinforcing marches, and that wasn't a bad trade at all. However, you can only do this if you're quite high powered, otherwise your city is gonna get swarmed down, imprisoned, rallied, and all those things. Now, as soon as flags touched, open field fighting along with rallies and garrisons kind of broke out. Now as you can see, there's a bit of a lag in the screen. We are not in control of our marches. I'm kind of trying to guess that I'm hitting someone, but then again I don't know what's happening, so I'm frequently refreshing my troops because otherwise they're gonna come back dead. And as you can see, one of them just came back dead. I have no idea where that march was. Now that always happens in KvK after pass opens. In the beginning it's always the server is a little too crowded and there's lag and so on, but then it kind of usually goes away a little bit later unless it's a big Imperium KvK kind of situation. Now I know that my Amanitore in Garrison is fighting someone. I know that it's a rally, but I can't see it now, and I couldn't see it even when I was actually recording this, but I know that the garrison is full, which makes me happy. Now healing cost wise, oh my god, all my resources, all my speed ups kind of went on day 1. Now I'm on borrowed resources from our bank and the rest of the friends that I have here, and I'm obviously using universal speed ups to heal. Now as soon as we touched the flags, we were under pressure for a while, but then there were few breathing moments here and there, not too long, because as soon as we felt like yes we can breathe, another rally kind of came in. And not just another rally, you will see in a little bit when the red flood kind of comes in from 1476 and 1034. Now 1466, I probably have to say that had a bigger field presence in terms of numbers, but then 1034, I think more so than having huge numbers, it's the strength of the troops and the players. There you go, that's 1v coming in. So there's quite a lot of players in 1v who has all sorts of max commanders, special talented equipment, and definitely maxed crystal tech. At least 100 players I would say over there maxes every bundle that kind of comes in, and I'll do a video on the Sunset Canyon. You'll get a feel of that, how strong they are. Anyways, we have another breather, so we are trying to now go on the offensive, and we are trying to take down a flag from Earth Camp, and we're doing Pakal Harald rallies against the Zenobia, and we're going in for the swarm. I think it's a good time to go for the swarm. I think I'm going to miss the swarm because I may be a little too late. I'm doing the scouting, but by the time my scout came back, and I was like, yeah, let's go for it, because we had a marker saying don't swarm, because some of the players were swarming for no reason too early, and that's when you get a lot of dead. But anyways, that was one of the rare victories that we had. We managed to burn a flag. We actually managed to delete that flag later, but that was again kind of a one-off thing. Now as you can see, we are doing a double rally now. So we flagged in a way where we could break off our 2 main alliances of the coalition so that we can kind of do double rallies, and for a very long time we were double rallying this flag. Now we did manage to burn it a couple times, but we didn't manage to kind of get rid of the flag, because every time we were close to kind of feeling like we're dominating and we have a hope, then 1v kind of came with the red flood and that kind of swept us off. However, when it comes to the rally combinations that we're using, so obviously we tried all three meta, so that's Pakal Harald, XY Chandra, and then Gilgamesh and Nebu. Now out of the three, I would probably have to say that Nebu and Gilgamesh did the best. However, based on the situation for us, I think Pakal and Harald was a better choice. Now, in this scene, you're probably going to say that you shouldn't do two Pakal Harald, you should do just one. But in our case, every time we kind of went with a non-Pakal Harald, at this stage we were getting swarmed down quite fast. So to sustain our attack for a little bit longer, the only kind of choice that we had was Pakal Harald. I will in this video show you few of the other rallies that we tried and then show you some of the reports as well. But one of the things that you guys probably already know, that reports doesn't really tell you 100% of the situation, because you kind of need to know how the situation was going. Now, as I'm showing you different combinations that we are trying, and you can see quite a few open field fighting there as well. Now, as you can see, that not that we are dominating the field, but we did have quite a decent presence there. And then, even then, when we were trying our archer and cavalry rallies, they didn't do that well, as in a counter rally coming in kind of takes down the archer rally, Gilgamesh and Nebu, and then XY and Chandra wasn't really a good option because it does get swarmed down quite easily. Now, Pakal Harald, when it comes to the trades against the Zenobia, they were on par. They were not exceptionally good or anything. But then again, sometimes when they get swarmed, then you get exceptionally good trades. Now, I am working on my Pakal and Harald. This is the first time I'm playing Garrison. I usually, in previous KvKs, at least had one rally pair that I could use. But this KvK, if you saw my other video, I don't have a proper rally pair. I have half of each rally pair done, the other half is still ongoing. Now, I did make some mistakes in decision making earlier, and I did explain all of that in the other video. But in this video, as you can see on the right hand side, my Zenobia, not Zenobia, sorry, my Amanitore and Artemisia is stuck in a flag. Now, in this case, I am fighting with the other marches, but more often than not, I was actually trying to garrison the flag that I'm meant to defend with all my marches, or at least have the other marches kind of around for open field or refilling the flag, reinforcing the flag if I needed to. So when it came to open field fighting, I wasn't enjoying it as much. Now, I saw in, I think, one of the Chisel videos where he was saying Garrison is not a fun role, and I think he was 100% right. Garrison is definitely not a fun role. I don't know what I was thinking going for a Garrison. Now, that doesn't mean I'm regretting my Amani and Artemisia investment decision. I would have to say, based on all the rallies and garrisons that I saw in this KvK, we did do much better than Zenobia and YSS, and much better than Jadwiga and YSS when it came to Garrison with Amanitore and Artemisia. Now, in the background, you probably can see the rally pair changing. So this flag, we kind of rallied for like 7-8 hours, I think, straight double rallies. And to Artcam's credit, it only burned once or twice, but every time again we were feeling confident. Then the red wave came and we kind of, got blown away. However, when it came to their garrison, they kind of stuck to Zenobia and YSS more often than not. We did see some Jadwiga and YSS come in. I think I only saw Artemisia and Amani once, but mostly it has been Zenobia, and they did manage to reinforce their flags pretty well, so it almost never kind of burned, once or twice maybe. Now, in our case, when we were garrisoning our important flags, all of them were Artemisia and Amanitore and Artemisia. That was good. We did have a couple of side flags garrisoned by a Zenobia and YSS. Now, those reports didn't look that great. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was kind of on par, not necessarily positive trades. And that kind of gives me the idea that as much as we talk about now, it's a paper, scissor, rock, paper, scissors situation, I think I'm kind of happy with my Garrison choice, and for my rally upcoming choice is definitely going to be Pakal and Harald. Now we are going to look through some of the reports. Now when it came to the reports, the XY Chandra, as I was saying, didn't do the best, and then the Gilgamesh Nebu definitely did much better. Now in both cases they're double rallies, so when you look at the report, don't think the Garrison was bad. It's just double rallies, and that's how it kind of looks when it's a double rally. When it came to my Garrison reports, though, they were rather single rallies, and that's why my Garrison reports probably look a little bit better, because the flag that I was garrisoning, even though it was one of the main flags, the opponent couldn't really double rally them. Now our king, one of our kings, Cerberus, had some really good reports, and those are the ones we are going through. If you're keeping an eye on the screen, you'll see that the trades are definitely very good, sometimes 1 to 4, 1 to 5, and so on as well. Well, in this case it's just double, but still good trades. Now you're looking at my Garrison situation. Now there was no very long rallies, so every single one of them was quite short. I didn't actually save all of them, but most of them were maybe like 5-6 minutes long, and in almost 80% of the cases I'm pretty sure that I had positive trades. A couple times where we didn't have positive trades is where we couldn't reinforce because of the position of the flag, which wasn't really close to my city, and then there was significant 1v presence where it was kind of hard to reinforce, and the flag was kind of in between the mountain and, you know, all sorts of those kind of things. Now, based on the reports that we are looking at now, I'm not going to say that Zenobia and YS is a bad commander, but I'm probably going to say that they're not top tier anymore. Now, we do see some Cyrus action here. Now, this is kind of new to me. I haven't seen many Cyrus reports before, but from the looks of it, Cyrus kind of works, or that the rally leader probably has really good equipment. Now, looking at the map, so I'm saying it's 48 hours later, but even after 24 hours, 1V and their allies had a big control. However, our allies in Water Camp has managed to take full control of the bottom zone, so it's still kind of a open KvK, if you want to put it this way. And if you want to follow this, like and subscribe.